Okay, hey guys, thanks for joining me in
Hello.
the studio. Can you introduce yourselves, both the name of the band, your names, and who else is in the band?
Yep, so hi everybody, I'm Conrad and I'm the lead singer and guitarist of the band, the Luka State.
I'm Jake, I'm the drummer of the Luka State. We've also got Lewis on guitar, who's not here. We've got Sam on bass, who's also not here.
So we are half of the Luka State.
Got 50% of you. 50%? What's happening with the other 50%?
One's got sunstroke and one's drank copious amounts of alcohol and can't get up.
Rock and roll. That's what either of those two things is very likely to happen when you do come to the coast. What brings you down here?
So just took a couple of gigs. So last night we played a event for Ladbrokes and Coral and I don't know what the other one is, but Ladbrokes mainly. And we're playing tonight at Rock on Rock in Gibraltar.
Wicked.
So we're buzzing, yeah. It's absolutely beautiful over here. So it's nice to get away, get some sun, and also play some gigs and do what we love doing.
So you're enjoying it then? Have you been to this neck of the woods before?
No, I've been to Spain, but not this far down. Have you been? You've been to Spain, haven't you?
Yeah, we've played in Spain before. Yeah. In Barbastro a couple of years back, but
yeah, that was another festival, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah. But on holiday, no, I've not been here before.
Yeah, we have. We went to Benicassim.
Oh yeah. Telling lies already.
No, it's still quite far away though.
Yeah, but we've never been this southern.
Area.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it? What's the vibe
loving
like?
It.
And playing here, what's the vibe like?
Beautiful, chilled. Obviously the gigs aren't chilled because we're not a chilled band. But yeah, just we love chilling out in the day and relaxing. Then by night, obviously playing at gigs, partying and enjoying ourselves.
What are you expecting for tonight's gig?
Hot sweatiness.
I don't know if you're selling it.
I've been told that it's very, very hot in there, and we are a hot band.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sweaty?
And very sweaty. So it's going to be loud, hot, sweaty. It's going to be fierce, isn't it?
And so what did you say the gig was, sorry? The rock?
So it's called Rock on Rock. Yeah, so it's going to be great. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Do you think that it's different playing here than it is in the UK? Is the vibe different, the crowd different, or do you feel like once you're in a stadium you could be pretty much anywhere?
Well, last night was different anyway because it wasn't kind of our own gig. It was a festival for someone else. So that was different anyway. But even just sound checking yesterday and you're seeing the views and stuff like that, it was like I actually pictured on Instagram and I'm like, that's not real life, that's all effects and that. But I felt like I was actually like in an Instagram picture. It was like that perfect. But tonight is going to probably be the telling one. We'll know if it's the same over here or different.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be small, hot and sweaty, like Conrad said.
Like usual, is that what you kind of expect from a gig?
That's what we like.
Yeah, well, we're quite in your face anyway. You know, like that's kind of what angle we go for as a band, especially a live band. We want people to come away from the experience. Well, first of all, having an experience, you know, coming away and going, oh, wow, that was ace. When could we do that again? When could we go watch them again? But obviously tonight's a nice little sweatbox venue, and we're used to playing those kind of places, so we're looking forward to lapping it up and really getting stuck in. So it's going to be great.
I guess you try and create quite a full-on experience from the way that you're talking. How would you describe your genre of music or your sound?
Well, it's hard really because I don't like to pigeonhole ourselves or other bands, but I mean it's just straightforward British rock and roll music, and people can take that with a pinch of salt, or people can take that the way they want to take it. You know, they can come and watch us and base what they think of it in their own heads and what type of rock it is, how heavy it is, how dancey it is. You know, and that's the listener's decision to take what they want and what they feel the genre is, you know.
That's true, but I would like to say, like, kind of out of the songs that we've got, we pick our set list on kind of the mood we want to give, and we keep like the kind of shorter songs, the ones that hit you early, we give them that. So kind of what we want is people to walk away thinking, whoa, what was that? And they're watching the next band, like, still thinking about us, you know. That's
it's like we don't do encores as well. Like we never ever do encores because at our stage at the moment, we want people to come away going, when can we watch them next? When can we get to that next gig? And we always want to leave people wanting more. Last night was a very rare occasion that we do encores. We got an encore last night because of the setting and why it was and the moment. We kind of fell for it and we did it. But you know, But that's just, you know, to let people know, look, we're doing this tomorrow. Come and get some more of the pie. Come and get some more.
Well, it sounds like you've got, you know, you're performing, but you've got quite a business head on you as well. Then you're thinking about.
We've been doing it a long time, you know. So we think about everything. It's not just the music. It's kind of everything. Even like it's not just the music. It's the videos. It's the image. You know, we concentrate on our image. It's everything. We've been doing it that long. We know how important everything is. It's not just about one thing now.
Great. Well, I'm going to pick your brains on that very shortly. I'd like to get a song underway so listeners really know what you're all about. So what song would you like me to play now?
Why don't you go with our new single, our most recent single called Girl.
That'd
be great.
That's coming up. Could you tell me a little bit about it, please?
It's basically about an observation I had one night on a night out in Liverpool. And I was sat watching a couple and I just wrote a story about them. That's it. That's basically it.
All right, well, let's take a listen. And the tune and the hype.
You're rocking out.
What? So, what is the story behind it? And do you like doing that with songs, sort of telling a bit of a story?
Yeah, I mean, I write songs about either myself as a form of kind of self-therapy, I suppose, or I write stories about other people and things that I've experienced or things that people have experienced. Like I write songs about people that don't even know they've got a song about them.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy, isn't it? I'm creepy, I'll write a song about you. But yeah, I just write about anything that comes, you know, songs fall out of the sky sometimes and you just write about what's at that moment, or there'll be something on my mind that I need to get out and I'll write about that. And this song's basically just about, how can I explain it? Because I tend to think that I'll explain what one song's about and then in 6 months' time it might have changed.
Oh, okay.
It might have more relevance to someone else or to me, and I think that's what's special about songs. So I don't really want to tell you exactly what the song's about because I want people to have their informed decision of when they listen to it, what they think it's about.
Yeah, understandable.
So, I mean, but that's the beauty of music, isn't it? Things can constantly evolve if that's an idea.
Yeah, interpreted in different ways by different people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
me and you might listen to a song and interpret
and take something away from it differently. And so you're the songwriter then, and how does that process work as a band, making it into a full, complete song?
Well, I mean, we all write together. The song's not finished when I've wrote it. It's not like I come in with a finished idea going, "Right, boys, that's it. This is the way it is." It's not like that. Everybody puts their own spin on it, and it would not be the Luka State without Jake on the drums and the backing vocals, Sam on the bass, Lewis on the guitar, and my voice. It wouldn't be the Luka State without those different elements. So basically, I just write the skeleton of the track. You know, I write the bare bones of the skeleton of the lyrics, the melody, and a couple of chords. But then, as the band, and the most important part, the meat and veg. That's what the other boys bring to the table.
So talking of interpretation, would you say that often he'll bring something, the bare bones to the table, and then you'll suddenly be like, oh, well, with my experience and this, I can bring a whole new element to it?
It's very much like he kind of brings the seed, and then we kind of make it into, we see what it's going to flourish into together, Sometimes he'll bring a full idea and we'll go, amazing, sounds like a great song, but it changes too much here, we'll just use the start and then we build a full song around the start,
Or sometimes they'll say that whole thing's crap, never bring us anything like that ever again because that is awful. How do you even think that's good?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
No such thing as a bad idea. No one's going to get kicked out of the band
for
saying something that you don't like.
No, I consciously make a point as well. Like if I don't like something, I won't say it until I can think of something better to suggest. Like I think that's always a good logic, because I can't stand when people just go rubbish and then don't present anything else, because that gets you nowhere, And I think that's why we get so much, like we're very efficient when we're writing and working together, is because we're always constantly chucking ideas into the pot and it comes from four of us. It's not just one person.
It's like I go and do the shopping and get the ingredients, and then I bring it home and we all cook tea together. There you go. That's a good analogy, isn't it?
I'm just stumped. It's brilliant.
It's
that's an analogy.
Let me come up with a better one. It's like he puts his football kit on, and then I put his shin pads on, and then Sam puts his captains on. I don't know. I tried to come up with like a worse analogy than you just came up with.
I thought it was a really good analogy.
It's like you're the car, and then someone needs to drive it,
Yeah.
and then the
Something like
guitar player's the fuel, and wait,
Welcome
okay,
to my head.
We get it. Okay, let's just move on. How did you guys all meet each other and form as a band?
So me and Sam, the bassist, who's off now with sunstroke, bless him. So we've known each other since we were 10. So we've played music together since we were 11.
How old are you now, if I may ask?
27. So we've been in
25.
We've been in various bands together since we were 11 years old. And then this band obviously has been going for 4 years now. And but it's only got really serious in the past year and a half, where we've really took it really serious and we've known where we want to go with it. But I went to school with Lewis, the guitarist, who's not here also. And basically, we met Jake through stealing him. So we didn't have a drummer, and we seen him. We were like, "Wow, he's literally insane. We're going to steal him." And I said to Sam, "We're going to steal him." I said, "He's going to be our drummer," and he was like, "No, he won't." I was like, "He is. You watch." And then
I wasn't the one
approach
saying
you?
that. No, I won't be the drummer. Like, they didn't literally do it again.
How did you end up? How did they approach you?
So I was
First you
literally,
heard of it?
I was drumming in another band at a local festival, and your dad was sat with my dad, and we didn't know this at the time, did we?
No, we didn't.
And,
Which is
and our
pretty
dads
mad.
were sat together because they've known each other for years, which I didn't really know. And yeah, I was like drumming. They were headlining. Our band were just starting out, and I was drumming on their drummer's kit, essentially on the gig that they see me and went, actually, we want him to be our drummer. So politics happened. The old drummer left, and I was the first person he got in touch with. He got me in.
And so how long have you been in there now?
Since about 4 years. My first gig with the band was over in Berlin. I came from being in just bands that are like hobbies to, in 4 weeks we're going in the studio, but first we got this gig in Berlin that you got to play. It's like deep end.
Three of them partisan bands.
It was great.
So you're saying that in the last year and a half is when you've been taking it really, really
Yeah,
seriously. So
absolutely.
what's happening with you guys? What's changed?
So we've recorded our record, we made an album, and we're just looking for the right label to put it out on. Really, that's all we're looking for at the moment. And we're very close, but that's as much as we can really say on that. You know?
But in the last year and a half, we've kind of really changed our approach, because we've constantly this whole time been trying to impress other people, I think, with our approach. And in the last year and a half, we've realised, let's just do it ourselves. Like, it's all about us, you know. Let's do it our way. So we've just booked loads of gigs in the last year and a half. We've gigged more than we've ever gigged. Like, in the last 6 months, we've gigged more than we did in the previous three and a half years, you know what I mean?
So we're aiming for 100 gigs this year. I think we're nearly on 70.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're over
like-
halfway.
And you're only 6 months in. Wait, so you're over halfway in less than halfway.
It's
of
like
the
3
year.
gigs a week,
And
basically.
and now we've got the gigs coming in for the end of the year, which haven't been announced yet, so can't tell you about that. But
Oh, dangle the carrot.
We don't even know where we're going ourselves.
Yeah, it's only
Seriously.
it's only because we don't know, but we do know that we're still gigging heavily till the end of the year. So
That is fantastic. And so you managing yourselves?
No, we have a manager who's awesome, and he looks after the logistics of things. And we just turn up and play.
And how long have you been with this guy? I just want to know a little bit about sort of the relationship of starting out band that's actually starting to get some pretty hefty big gigs. That relationship with the manager, your goals for the future, how it works, and if you're signing up to do a record deal, how do you sort of make the next steps, and how do you all work together with the people around you?
So when me and Sam were in our old band, we met our manager Jim. He was working the sound at the Cavern Club at the time, and we were playing the Cavern Club, and he seen us. His dad signed U2 at Ireland in the late 70s, so he's got it in his blood and in his family, and he kind of knows what he's doing, and he wanted a band to focus on and see if he could break them, and he's stuck with us ever since. But obviously he's learned as well as us, so we've gone through it together. So in that sense, we're very lucky that we found someone who was just as bloodthirsty as us, you know, who wants it just as much as us, and he stuck by us, we stuck by him. There's a big level of trust there, which needs to happen in relationships between a band and a manager, and so we've stuck by that, and we're obviously now looking for a record deal, and because we feel like we're ready. We weren't ready probably 2 years ago to get signed and be part of there. We weren't ready. We didn't have the songs. I feel we didn't have the songs. We didn't have the right record.
Do you feel like it was something at the time, obviously you would have loved it, but now you can kind of look back and see
Well, yeah.
eyes or...
I mean, we recorded our debut and then we put it in the bin and started again. So we were quite ruthless in the approach of, look, this is probably not good enough. I mean, looking back, there's probably like 3 songs I'd keep from that record, but and might get used in the future. But at that moment in time, we didn't feel it was good enough, and you've got to be ruthless with yourself for your professional development, you know, to know that you can move on. So we scrapped that and we rewrote the debut album, and that's what we've got now. And them are the songs that we're putting out now, like for instance Girl and What's My Problem and Bury Me, and yeah, it's a completely different approach and a different sound really. But with regards to managers, you've just got to find someone who you can trust and who believes in you just as much as they believe in themselves, because that's really important, that a manager believes in themselves.
So confidence as well as trust.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course, because you know you've got to want to get somewhere together. We're in this for fun, but also we want to be the biggest band in the world, and I'm not shy of saying that. You know, I'm really not.
Anything that you wanted to add to that?
I think he covered everything there, to be honest.
I think he pretty much has. So we're going to play another song from you guys now. What would you like to go on?
Can we go for What's My Problem this time?
Yeah. You're going to tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's quite a complex one actually. This one's about material possessions and people that think that they need something else in their lives to be happy. So people that think they need that new car or that new phone or that new whatever it is that makes them happy, when really happiness comes from within oneself and comes within being happy with yourself first. So the song's about a conversation with that entity, whatever it would be, or what's my problem, why can't I be happy, but really be happy within yourself before you can be happy with anything else. There you go. Your words of wisdom for the day.
It is fantastic. We're really wise, and I'm not going to lie, a little bit surprised and very impressed.
Here we go.
Wicked. So is that song out on your YouTube channel as well?
It is, yeah, it's out on, there's a music video for that.
And how's it going down?
Yeah, do you know what? I haven't checked recently. Usually I check, but I've not checked. I need to
Cool.
check.
We done it in our practice room back in Winsford in our hometown, and then our manager filmed it literally on like an iPhone or something like that, and then we sent the footage off to an animator. I don't know how we got the contact, and then we got it animated like it is in the video. So
Wicked.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your music video ideas and process, because I mean, kind of gone are the days where people used to watch MTV, like those videos
Yeah,
were
it's
so
sad, really,
important.
isn't it?
But do you think it's still important to try and get yourself out there?
Yeah, I think it is. Well, it depends, because some bands aren't really that serious about it, but we see this as it sounds really arty-farty, and I suppose it is in a way, but it's an art project, isn't it, at the end of the day? And, you know, music is art, and a good music video to go with a good song they go hand in hand, so why not concentrate on that, because it is an art project. So any form of art where we can dive in deep and explore these kind of ideas and be creative, it's another way to be creative, so we love that, and that's what it's all about for us, being creative. So
you enjoy a bit of the video process?
Yeah,
as
I
well,
love
as
it.
much
Yeah.
as- And how does that work in terms of, again, process, creativity, storylining, coming together as a team, deciding together, all that
it's
stuff?
quite a lot of the time it is the brainchild of our manager sometimes, because he's quite clued up in media and that kind of thing. So, but he obviously we sort the ideas together, and we obviously bounce off each other and pitch and see what we think would work before we do something, you know. So there's always a set idea, and it's usually storyboarded out, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah.
And you're doing pretty well on YouTube now, actually. How important is it for you in terms of career
Well,
or money making
it's a
as
new
well?
it's a new generation, isn't it? You know, that's the way things are going. That's the way times have gone. You know, kids now, instead of watching MTV2 at home, will now watch YouTube. You know, it's just the way times move, and you've got to move with the times, haven't you? So, but I mean, MTV does still exist, but we find that music is our best way of getting our music out there is YouTube, Spotify, and the telly. You know, like we get played a lot on the telly back home. for the sports and that. But YouTube is a big contributing factor of getting your music out there. It's important to put stuff up.
And do you think it's a good way of getting discovered? Do you find that you get new fans,
Oh yeah, without
new
doubt.
fans or gigs booked because you're on YouTube?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is,
without doubt.
yeah. But it's kind of like, I still think it's kind of territory that hasn't been sussed out yet, though, because it's all well and good getting, I don't know how many streams we've had altogether, like 6.5 million or something, which is insane. But getting them people to the shows, that's the mission, isn't it? From just watching our videos, we want to get them to watch our videos and then want to come watch us. And that's
It's got to translate on it.
yeah, and that's a code that I don't think has been cracked by anyone yet, you know, getting the correlation between, right, loads of plays on that, loads of people come watch you. So we're trying to
I think
kind of
Justin
crack
Bieber
that.
did pretty well with that.
Well, yeah.
The thing is
that-
though,
Justin Bieber, no,
because it's such a broad, because it's such a large landscape, and YouTube is so international. Like Jake says, how do you get? Because if you're playing in Leeds on a Friday night, how do you know that 100 people are going to all come that've been listening to you on YouTube that day? Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
those, if you had say 100, 250 plays in a day, they could be from all over the world. They're not necessarily from where you're playing that night.
Yeah, true,
So-
true.
So what Jake's saying about the undiscovered territory is that nobody knows how to crack that. So
Yeah.
on the basis of getting your music out there on an international scale for the world to hear, it's absolutely amazing. It's because you're obviously getting plays from all over the globe, which is fantastic. That's the beauty of streaming now, you know, with Spotify and what's the other one, Deezer and all that kind of stuff. So for an international platform, it's absolutely amazing because you read the comments as people from Mexico, France, Argentina, Brazil, you know, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Our music's getting out to these people that are a million miles away from me, you know, places we've never even been.
But for you, gigging is really the golden grail. That's where you want to be at, because in theory, you could just make it as a YouTube star and just concentrate on getting
Very true.
Yeah.
clicks
True, yeah.
and payments through
But
YouTube.
we know, like, we're real diehard music fans ourselves, and we know, like, the real music fans are most often the ones that come out and go to gigs and stuff like that, and so they're the ones we're trying to win over. So by playing as many gigs as we can, you know, we're trying to win over them real diehard music fans who are the ones who go out. So
And live's your bread and butter anyway, isn't it? You know, like that's where it's all about. That's where it's at. You know, even the biggest artists in the world, it's all about selling tickets. You know, so you've got to be good live. Excuse me.
And when you're doing things live, you're saying earlier that you really concentrate on image. So, I mean, do you have like dressing room discussions, or how have you decided what you're supposed to look
we've
like?
just kind of got a colour code at the moment, haven't we?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we look smart and
But
yeah, we've got a colour code.
yeah, we're all wearing kind of mustard yellow at the moment. It's like our home kit. We're like a football team almost. And then we got like the black pants, and everything else is black.
That will change, you know.
And it will, yeah, it will change. But we just kind of, we want to, when we walk into a venue, we want people to know these guys are together, they're in a band.
And that's the band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you want
I mean, you look at some of the greatest bands ever. You know, you look at the Beatles. They always look like a band. Always,
Yeah,
no matter
true.
where they were, they could be sat eating at a restaurant. They look like a band.
Yeah, and
And that's what we aim to do, to look like a band constantly. We're a unit, you know. You got to look the part, you got to sound the part, you got to play the part, you got to be the part, and that's we live, sleep, breathe,
be in the band.
being in this band. Yeah.
and repeat.
And is that bringing you sort of fans and groupies, and they'll like spot you at the gig even before you're playing?
Exactly, yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. If you're walking down the street and there's someone going to the gig, they know that you're in that band straight away, and they'll come and say hello. You know, and that's great, isn't it? You know, because proves it works.
Obviously, like I say, you're getting loads and loads of gigs. You're getting views on YouTube. Have you started to build up that fan base? You know, of real loyal people that many people come time and time again to see you.
yeah, we had a spell actually like about a year ago where we had a group of people from Belgium coming out to watch us like over in England, and we've had that happen in the past. Then a few weeks ago in Glasgow, we had someone fly over from America to, was that in Dublin?
That was in Dublin.
In Dublin, flew over to watch us. But then up in Scotland, like, we got these group of young 16-year-olds, and every time we come back, they're
It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
We
they're
notice
mad
in
for
certain cities it's getting bigger and bigger wherever we go. So, you know, we know that something's happening and we know that it's growing. So that's really positive, really. You know.
Yeah, well, you have a Malaga following very, very soon, I think, after this.
Fingers
weekend,
crossed.
Which is really cool, definitely, without a doubt. Okay, so finally, how can people find out about you if they've been enjoying the music today and enjoying your chat?
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. So it's just the Luka State.
Do you want to spell that for us?
The Luka and then State.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I hope you dig the music, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you soon.
I think you have been, and we're going to finish off with a final track. So what would you like me to play?
Play the most heavy one, so Bury Me. It's another single of ours.
Okay, and you're going to tell me a little bit about it before I press that play button?
Yeah, it's just a really high, energetic rock and roll song. It feels like the wheels are going to fall off at any moment. It's very in your face, and it's very, it's got a sense of urgency. Makes you want to smash stuff up if you're angry. If you're angry, it's good.
Awesome. Okay, well, that was the Luka State Band joining me here at Radio Mix 106. Let's take it away.